And we're back. Welcome to Jack's Corner, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the fun, the funny, and the cool One Piece arc, Punk Hazard. Enjoy. So after the second One Piece arc post-time skip, I'm glad to see that it's starting to pick back up again after the good but not great Fishman Island arc. Besides Fishman Island's ending, this arc feels more as if it's setting something up that's huge, and almost every aspect of the arc alluded to some other greater scheme, which is one of the things that I love the most about it. Starting from the very beginning, I love how after leaving Fishman Island, the first thing they see when they finally go above water is just straight up storms, destruction, and it just looked like not as what you think it would be now that we're in the new world. The setup for Punk Hazard was great and full of mystery. I'll admit the middle section of the arc did tend to lose me a little bit, and it drug out a little bit, especially with the whole thing of the gang having their bodies switched. At the beginning, I really did think it was funny, and I loved it, especially with the whole Nami and Sanji dynamic. But after just a couple chapters, it did tend to bother me a little, I gotta admit. Now, when it really picked back up for me is when Luffy and Law made that pirate alliance. Not only did it make for really funny and amazing dialogue between the two crews, but I just love how we got introduced to Law in a more proper way instead of just how it was in Sabaody. You got his super cool attitude and his great ambition towards wanting to take out Kaido, who we now know is one of the four emperors, which is huge. The fact that Luffy meets Law and he has all these great plans in the works is kind of what makes this exciting, because it's not just with Kaido, it's with Doflamingo, it's with everybody. Him becoming a warlord was all part of his plan. As much as I loved the mystery and the later end of the chapters, just like Fishman Island, one issue that I had with this arc was the villain, Caesar. I like the idea behind it a lot, actually. Him working alongside Dr. Vegapunk and him being the man supplying Doflamingo and others with the SAD gas. I think his character had a really good setup, but I think that he was a little too cartoonish and silly for me, so he didn't feel as kind of intimidating as the other ones did. He kind of felt like Gecko Moria type villain from Thriller Bark. Now, one thing I really liked and that I missed because I haven't seen them in a while was seeing Smoker and Tashigi back in the mix. The fight between Smoker and Law whenever they first got to Punk Hazard was probably one of my favorite paneled fights in One Piece so far. Like I mentioned earlier, I love how this arc connects to so many other things in the One Piece universe, such as the Kinemon characters searching for son Monosuke, who are both from Wano, and which is the land of the samurai. And we've been hearing about that since Thriller Bark, with the whole sword fight with Zoro, and I think his name was Ryumen, if I'm not mistaken. We got that reveal of Doflamingo and his relationship with Law. The chapter where Law is like blackmailing Doflamingo and making him quit the warlord's job was nail-biting, and it cemented for me that Law is an amazing character and demands respect. And it's another great aspect of the post-time skip is that Law seems like he's not just a side character. This is a really important character that I feel like is going to stick around for the long run and is going to be with Luffy for a while. And that's actually super exciting because his character is great. I hope we eventually get some more like backstory into his character, but even just like kind of them drip feeding us what little they've been giving us with Law, I've been absolutely loving it. Then we get to the last climactic battle, and I loved the scene to where Luffy seems to be like walking away from Caesar when they're doing their battle, and really it was just him charging up one of the most satisfying and amazing punches I've seen in the series so far. Another bonus of this arc was really the closing chapters also. They were great. Doflamingo showing up and beating down Smoker, and then Aokiji showing up out of nowhere on the island where he was defeated by Akainu. It was an incredible read, and just it kept having me begging for more as I was reading it. And as things were wrapping up, you have now ex-warlord Doflamingo, who we see goes back to his part of the new world called Dressrosa, which is where he seems to be holding some kind of Colosseum-style tournament, and the winner gets the Flame Fruit, which is Ace's, Ace. So I have no idea where it's going to go from here, but that's why I think I enjoyed Punk Hazard so much, is because it was great setup, and a lot of it, I don't know what it's leading to exactly, because it's set up for so much. There's just so many things in the work as you're reading this arc. I've been warned that Dressrosa, which is coming up next, is where things really pick up after the time skip, and is even considered one of the best arcs in all of One Piece, so how could I not be excited for that? I know this is going backwards a little bit, but one of the things I really wanted to touch on also that I really loved about this arc was the attachment of Nami and the children that they saved when they found them in the factory. The whole thing of Nami and Tashigi arguing even after they saved the kids, just who's going to take them, who's going to take care of them, and just you really get to see this more Nami development that she's already established as one of the greatest characters in One Piece, and it just keeps getting better for her. Honestly, every Straw Hat in this arc got their chance to shine. Chopper did, Sanji did, Zoro did with his fight with Monet, even Brook had his role at the beginning, Frankie taking on 2 of Doflamingo's guys by himself, Luffy obviously taking out Caesar the Clown. I mean, just everybody had a really important role in this. Just everybody. Kind of like one of the things that I loved about Fishman Island was when that last war happened, was that it really gave everyone a chance to shine. And in this one, they do the same exact thing. It wasn't exactly an all-out war like it was at the end of Fishman Island, but it was more sprinkled throughout the whole arc. Everybody had a really important role. And we even got introduced to the 2 new characters like Law and Kinemon, and they were both great, both played their roles, and both also have huge setups for things that are coming. So I'm not going to say that Punk Hazard is one of the greatest arcs I've read of One Piece, but I think the thing that has me loving it so much is just the excitement that it's setting up for me in the future arcs, and I cannot wait to get into Dressrosa. Honestly, everyone, that just about does it for this one. If you made it this far, all I can say is thank you for stopping by Jack's Corner. Next week, I hope to either cover Dressrosa, or I might make a video on Haikyuu Season 3, since I just finished it and I kind of have a lot of things to say about it because it was so good. If there's anything you want to talk about, whether it's One Piece or literally anything else, I'll be glad to talk to you on the comments or on Twitter. Other than that, I'll see you all next week, and I hope you have an awesome day.